Hello, everyone. Um, as you know, I made some community posts proving that fictional minors they aren't it isn't illegal to jerk off to them or whatever. Um, because they don't exist, and I've seen the comments, and I'm going to address it in a video because this is a very serious.
My goodness, I'm literally in creative. I stroke my pickle. Domain expansion, infinite diamonds.
Yeah, I'm not taking this seriously at all. I'm sorry, but your ratios is the most cringe thing I have ever seen. And one of you, Army Tankz, yeah, you're gonna make an expose video of me, I've heard, apparently. I'm gonna go ahead and debunk that before it even comes out, okay? With proof that you did not even research. All of you have not researched a fucking thing about this whole concept. You all just think, oh, well, since there's still minors in the show, it's illegal. No. Yep. And I'm first gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna go ahead and use, that 2003 Protect Act that a lot of you love to use. Because it actually supports my argument. So thank you so much for bringing that up, because there was actually an edit to it a while ago. There was actually some edits to it to fix it. Let's read that, shall we? Let's see here. In response to Ashcroft v. Free Speech Coalition, Congress passed the Protect Act of 2003, also dubbed the Amber Alert Law, which was also signed into law on April 30th, 2003. By President George W. Bush, the Protect Act adjusted its language to meet the parameters of the Miller, Ferber, and Ashcroft decisions. The act was careful to separate cases of virtual pornography, depicting minors, into two different categories of law. Let's continue reading it. Child pornography law and obscenity law. In regards to child pornography law, the act modified the previous wording of appears to be minor with indistinguishable from that of a minor. Phrasing this definition does not apply to depictions that are drawings, cartoons, scriptures, or paintings depicting minors or adults. Furthermore, there exists an affirmative defense to child pornography charge that applies if the depiction was of a real person, and the real person was an adult 18 or over at the time of the visual depiction was created, or if the visual depiction did not involve any actual minors. See subsection C, parts 1 and 2. What yada yada. This affirmation defense does not apply to child pornography created via morphing, namely depictions created, adapted, or modified to appear that an identifiable minor is engaging in sexually explicit conduct. So what does this all mean? Well, it states that child pornography, it mostly talks about child pornography, and that for it to count as child pornography, it has to be a real person. So, and whenever everyone brings up the whole fictional stuff, what it's actually referring to is the obscenity law. What is the obscenity law? Well, let's get the definition, shall we? Let's read what the definition of the obscenity law is, because it does not in any way make fictional characters illegal. Let's see here. The United States obscenity law deals with the regulations or suppression of what is considered obscenity, and therefore not protected speech or expression under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. In the United States, discussion of obscenity typically relates to defining what pornography is obscene. What does this all mean? This means that that fictional characters are only illegal if it is overly obscene. It is suppressed. That means if it is just barely obscene, like it's just normal content, just normal pictures, as far as, that type of art goes, then it is not illegal. It's only illegal if it is overly obscene. If it goes too far, then it is illegal. But if it just does not go too far, then it is not illegal. And basic logic backs this up. Why on earth can you just go on Google and look up, insert fictional minor's name, and then look that up, look up those types of pictures? It is so easily accessible. If the Protect Act truly protected against every single little bit of fictional minors depicted that way, then it would not appear so easily on Google. You can literally take any fictional minor right now, put it on Google, and also put the P word after it. I can't really say unless I'm, giving a definition, because YouTube. Say that, and put that in, search it up. It is so easily accessible. It would not be so easily accessible if the Protect Act was truly defending against that stuff. It is defending against how obscene it is. Do your research. And some people try and bring up, oh, well, it could lead people to doing this stuff in real life. Let's see here. Recent findings: there's a lack of data currently available in relation to the use of FSM. Sorry, my bad. By those with sexual attractions to children. Evidence from allied areas appear to show no meaningful associations between FSM use and sexual aggression. What does FSM mean? Fictional sexual minors, basically. I can get the definition soon. Just hold on. So, it's saying there's no meaningful associations between what is fictional and what is real. Whoop-de-doo! Oh, wow! It's almost like I found this in a single Google search! And to literally just support my argument, look at this! Brought forth in recent years. This is a continuation from the last thing. I just couldn't take a picture of the thing I wanted. On the topic of childlike sex dolls, there is currently no federal law in place to regulate their access or use. And then it continues on saying that you can't import it or post it in, like, the UK, but, like, I don't live in the UK, so that doesn't apply to me. El Bozo. Anyways, this just quite literally just says there's no federal laws in place for having a childlike sex doll. If the Protect Act truly defended against fictional characters who are minors in that type of art, then there would be federal laws against this. But there isn't. The 2003 Protect Act, yeah, it only defends against fictional depictions of real minors or fictional characters in art that is overly obscene. You have no arguments. And just to, like, prove, uh, just to prove this even more, in the USA, federal law criminalizes sexual material depicting children, whether real or fictional, under obscenity laws. Again, obscenity laws just prevent how obscene it is. Though the real part would also be defended against the Protect Act from 2003. So, anyone who works at like Rule 34 or does Rule 34, don't look at this and say, "Oh, if it's just not obscene, then I can just take a real mind." No, no, don't do that. Don't do that. This does not give you an excuse to do that. I'm just defending my arguments, okay? So yeah, I can go on R34 and look up that shit. As long as it's not obscene, as long as it's not too obscene, it's fine. Don't like it? Then go talk to the people who made the laws. I'm just using their word. Don't shoot the messenger, alright? I'm just using their word. So, now that we got all of that out of the way, I've fully defended myself. There's literally no argument you can make now. I am fully defended against the slander. But there's just one thing I want to tell you all. Just one. There are no laws against the fictional characters, Batman. There are no laws against the fictional characters, Batman. I can do whatever I want with it. I can do whatever I want. I'm gonna do it, Batman! I'm gonna do it! Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking with the add-on sim for her. Don't worry. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it. Yeah, that's it. Yep. Defended myself. What, do you expect me to take this seriously? I mean, yeah, I was shouting, but like, at the start of the intro, I literally put a Gojo meme. I'm not taking any of this seriously because you guys don't do your research. You don't do your research, okay? Maybe do your research and maybe I'd take you a little bit more seriously. Oh, and Devious Fella and Thriller, the two of you. Thriller, I saw your comments. Yes, those were jokes. And for two, now that fictional characters aren't, illegal, now that I know it's not illegal, maybe I could make those jokes real. Anyways, Devious Fella, you raided a server, you nuked a server over this shit. Over a fictional character. Over a character that is not illegal to say smash to. By the way, and also, like, because Firepug defended Neo, who, by the way, isn't a pedo either, yeah, your only argument is a fictional character, which I've just dismantled right here. I don't care if you guys believe that it's illegal when the law objectively says it isn't. So, yeah, I'm gonna still continue making videos. And I'm going to continue to still talk about this idea if it is brought up again. Also, my dumbass went to a non-emergency line to ask, like, a non-emergency line to the police to ask if it's illegal. I don't have the recording because I didn't hit the mic button. Like, I didn't turn on the mic. So I don't have a recording to prove it. But what the guy did say is that it isn't illegal, but it isn't healthy, which I agree with. So yeah, I mean, I don't have the proof, so I don't even know why I'm mentioning this. But like, if you want to prove my point, find a find a non-emergency line to use in America and ask them, "Hey, is this illegal? Hey, is it illegal to have a sexual attraction to a fictional character who doesn't exist, like a fictional minor who doesn't exist? Is that illegal?" And like the conversation might go on for a little bit because they need to get all the information and shit. Just tell them that. Ask them, hey, is it illegal? And if they say they don't think it's illegal, but it's just not healthy, like the guy told me, a really nice guy, by the way. If that's what they say, then you can't really argue against them. They're police officers. They know the law better than anyone, except for lawyers and judges. Like, they know the law really well too. So like, ask any law enforcement, police officer, lawyer, whatever. Like, ask them, hey, is this illegal? Is it illegal? Ask them. I guarantee you it isn't. But I will leave you off with this final parting message. I do absolutely think that it is weird to simp for a fictional minor. I think that's weird, but it isn't illegal. You might get bullied for it, but like, who cares? Like, they're spouting stuff they don't know about. So I know the idea has been preached that it is still illegal, but I've just proved that it isn't. So like, anyone you've called a pedophile because of this very idea that they simped for a fictional minor, it turns out they aren't. Thank you so much for listening to me yap and spit the truth in your face. Thank you so much for listening to me doing that. I will see you all some other time. When I eventually make that Gargoyle versus SpongeBob video. And oh yeah, and before I go, if any of you say ratio in the comments and like none of you debunk my points, I'm going to delete your comment. Because on this video and on the post before, I'm going to be deleting those as well. On the post before, let's just say anyone who doesn't debunk my claims, well then they just don't have permission to talk in my channel. If you can't debunk my claims, then you can't talk. You cannot talk. Absolutely not. And if you don't like that, well then boo-hoo. Cry me a river. Goodbye.